Here we go, rocking all the Rot Knights that we can bring versus Scarbrand himself. Oh, this is going to be a hell of a fight. I'm going to enjoy it. Alright, everybody. Scramble. Well, we'll get to Scrambled Egg Special in a second, because he's the one that inspired and beat the hell out of me with this build. And I'll tell you why. So we got 3 Rot Knights, Sorcerer on Rot Beast versus Scarbrand, who's being run by Crumble. Not going to pronounce his actual name on screen, but it's Crumble. You might remember him from a couple games or see him on the Discord. Anyways, yeah, Scrambled Egg was playing on the ladder one day and thought, you know what, nerd, I'm gonna make you something special. And I brought Skull Taker, I brought everything. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the recording because it was a damn good fight. And it was somewhat close. I held my own against it. On this map, though, it doesn't work as well, in my opinion, because it's just so close. This is a very rush-heavy map, very much favors Khorne. But the double Skull Cannon really don't know what they want to do here. Already getting the double cap. Crumble is very afraid of what I can do because I have Miasma Pestilence, Fleshy Abundance. I got Healing Rot Knights who will destroy Scarbrand. I have Khazak? Yeah, Khazak. The Befouled. And his ability is like most of Nurgle's abilities where it spreads between like up to 5 units. And here come the Chaos Knights with Lances, gonna do a little charging, they're gonna fake a feint. Scarbrand's ready to do his Enrage ability, maybe catch one of these units. And I can't get hit by these Skull Cannons, otherwise I'm gonna start losing models, so I gotta be way more careful. Luckily, this map is very hilly, and he hasn't, like, come forward and positioned them. I would have just parked Scarbrand near the Hell Cannons. But had he done that, I would start just countercharging into these Marauders. Yeah, just bad Fire Breath, unfortunate. Yeah, if you guys notice, those aren't actually Khorne Gores with those banners. I thought they were Khorne Gores. They're actually Chaos Warriors with Halberds. So I'm sitting here trying to countercharge them, thinking they would tear or just rout because they're weaker leadership. But no, those little bastards stuck around. So I'm sitting here trying to kill what I think are Khorne Gores. Here comes the Enrage. Here comes the fight. Scarbrand does have fire damage, so he's going to do extra damage to those Rot Knights. But we're going to use Miasma Pestilence. We're going to use all sorts of things. Not going to try to overcommit the charges. I guess we are. We're going to try to break these dual axe Marauders. He's going for the snipe on my lore, but we just have so many models in between him and that. Maybe we can catch Scarbrand. There's just so much. Yeah, Khazak's item is actually really good here. It gives minus 30 armor, minus 24 melee defense. And then you have Miasma Pestilence with minus, I think, a 20 or 30 charge bonus. And then you have the minus 24 melee attack. So it's all good here. We love this. We love Grandfather's Embrace. Stream of Corruption just to proc some healing. Get rid of some of these Marauders. Even with the Furies, we're going to start pounding them with the Toads. Chaos Knights Lances coming down. And he is up 2,000 value so far. We got a bit of healing, so maybe it's closer to 1,000. But he just keeps rocking my Chaos Knights. Already one of them going damn near down. But we got more Toads to try to eat up most of these Marauders. We got Chaos Knights with Lances coming down to maybe get these charges off. Oh, good shot. Nasty shot. And Scarbrand is just going to escort my Chaos Sorcerer off the map. Which isn't too bad, honestly. Because a lot of my units are super high leadership. And they're really elite. So they can probably stick around even if my lord does go and croaks. And that does leave, I mean, Scarbrand is like, what, 3,000 value? So you got 3,000 value pretty much chasing 2,000 value off the board. So that's kind of a net positive for me. These Skull Cannons aren't doing the best. They really should be on the Rot Knights, but, I mean, you could get some, and I should be cyclically charging these lads pretty hard. There's no reason not to be. Setting in more units to take, and here we go, my Sorcerer is healing up. This is actually kind of annoying, and thank goodness I took Evasion. 54 melee defense is still pretty damn good. And he can't go that way, so Scarbrand's going to take him to this back alley and try to put down this dirty dog, but my lord only took 400 from that, and Scarbrand missed, and he's just going to run past him. I can't control this unit. Poor Crumble, during the game, it was just so obnoxious how my lord just would not want to die. Yeah, Sorcerer and Nurgle are just really obnoxious, really annoying to kill. While he's too busy chasing my lord, I'm going to be too busy chasing off probably killing these skull cannons if I can. And look at these units. Oh, it's beautiful. The Rot Knights are still looking good. Halberds are still alive, but we cleaned up most of his Marauders, so we have a lot of agency. We could just put the Rot Knights on objectives, run away where we don't need to, and heal up while we're at it. And he's still chasing my Lord, and we can cycle charge into all the Marauders. The Chaos Warriors are another problem, but we'll figure out that when it comes down to it. Yeah, Pestigors are pretty much going to be our answer there. Chaos Warriors and Halberds are going to be nothing but Pestigors trying to chime in there. And look at that Miasma Pestilence going down. No, that's Kha'Zix's Befouled Sword, or whatever the weapon is. Chaos Knights trying to uphill charge. That was a bit of a bad charge on my end. I should be pretty much rear charging most of the units down here. Even trying to get those Furies. Furies are just awkward right here. They really don't know where they want to go. And my Lord still, look, he's back up to 1700 again. That healing proc is really good. That's insane. And with the evasion, it's just hard to kill him. But no, nope. Scarbrand's going to enrage him and guarantee the kill. So, yeah, I thought it'd be slick. Probably should have anticipated that. Good move on Crumbles. I'm down 5,000 value. Probably around more like 3,000, give or take. But I have a healthy line of units. Scarbrand's pretty much in the corner doing nothing. So really, it's more like I'm down. We're pretty even, I would say. I'm cleaning up a lot of his units. And this is what I like about build. I understood Scramble's build right away, because if you don't bring the right units, this build will absolutely trump you. Yeah, just crump you, if you're not wary of it. Because Khorne, you could have mass Khorne Gores. You could have I would recommend at least 2 Minotaurs to try to deal with this. But if you don't have them in the open, you're just going to get cycle charged. And you have to build up to all those Khorne Gores and Minotaurs. And unless you have Bloodletters ready to take... even Bloodletters won't do shit here, because the Rot Knights are just going to cycle charge them. So it's this awkward position. And then you have Plague Toads for any Bloodletters. Flesh Hounds are going to be an issue, but like I said, you still got Rot Knights. Rot Knights are just an issue. Honestly, I think the best bet is Skull Cannons, just trying to stay on a hill between the 2 points and just shoot wherever the Rot Knights go, and just have this buffer of units between them. So, yeah, my build isn't guaranteed, but if you don't see it coming, it definitely will crump you hard. And then you have Fleshy Abundance between 3 Rot Knights and then Kha'Zix, or even the Chaos Knight Lance units. That's going to be a lot of problems for Khorne if they don't have... I would actually recommend, if you start going up against Khorne, probably bring 2 Khorne Gores. I've been bringing 2 Minotaurs just in case, because a lot of folks are bringing in those monsters, those heavy, big terror-causing units. Sphinx, Scarbrand, Great Unclean Ones, Toad Dragons, other dragons, whatever dragons, Wood Dragons, High Elf Dragons, Phoenix, yeah. As a core player, that's what I do. Because the Khorne Gores, as good as they are, they did get another nerf. I forget what the nerf was. I know it wasn't a cost, probably a stat debuff. Or maybe they didn't get a nerf, and I'm just being a fool here. I haven't really looked at the patch notes too hard. But I thought they'd get a nerf. I don't know, it feels like all the nerfs to Beast... They're trying to nerf Beastmen, and it turns out Beastmen are still nasty good, but they're just hurting all the Monogod factions more than Beastmen, if anything else. Plague Drones. Why Plague Drones? Well, Fury's gotta die somehow, so... They're a perfect counter. They could probably 2v1 Fury's pretty good, because their melee defense is really that good. And if they get the charge off before the Furies charge them, they will definitely murk both Furies. And they're really here to just peel off... Yeah, look at that. Already taking a couple Furies with them. It's pretty big damage. As we're trying to just stall Scarbrand, stall the Minotaurs, try to hold as many points as we can, because... Yeah, he's going to need a triple capped. Most of these Khorne Halberds are gone. The Minotaurs here aren't looking too great. We still have Kha'Zix and these Rot Knights to just bully the Minotaurs and the Skull. And the beauty of this build and how elite it is, the Skull Cannons can't really farm infantry, and they can't really farm the Sword of Khorne with how many Plague Toads and Rot Knights. So it really favors. So it's absolute genius. I gotta hand to the Scramble Egg. That was really slick what he did. Oh man, I really like this. It's really smart. But if you just pack enough Khorne Gores, or even just like Marauder Horsemen with throwing weapons, because they have fire damage, and the Rot Knights have weakness to fire, it really will hamper them. And when I played against Scrambled, I was using Skull Taker to give the Rot Knights minus, yeah, to debuff them, which helped out a lot. I actually got one of the Rot Knights down pretty quick with Minotaurs countercharging. And yeah, unfortunately, the Plague Drones are also some of the weakest part of this build. Although they're great against Fury, that's really all they're good against. Bloodletters will trade upwards to them. Minotaurs will murk them. I mean, they do have their place. I guess they're there mainly for Skull Cannons as well, but you really don't have to worry about them. And look at that. Like I was saying, 2 Furies versus the Plague Drones, they will. If they don't get their charge, you're going to win that fight. Oh! And it's so beautiful. Look at that, cleaning this up. So yeah, Scrambled Egg, your secrets are mine. The Furies there will probably take out both Pestigores there. If not, rout them. If I'm not paying attention, I don't think I was. Still got other Pestigores I need to actually unsummon to get them back on here. Just trying to stall Scarbrand. I was using nothing but... I think I used like 4 or 5 Curse of the Slugs on Scarbrand just to keep him out of the game. Just keep him in that core to keep him away from all my goodies. Because he will kill us. Although we do have... yeah, 3 units of Rot Knights still. Yeah, even though they're weakened, they still will put a hurt on Scarbrand. Look at that. Look at that damage. And then you have the Plague Drones. You got Kha'Zix using his Befoul to lower the melee defense. Yeah. Yeah, Scarbrand's gonna disappear. There goes the other Skull Cannon. Gonna send in those Toads that just eat up all those Chaos Warriors and Marauders. And yeah, I think that might be it for Scarbrand. Oh, he sends in Furies. Desperate play. They probably could do more damage to the Plague Toads, if anything. Actually, they probably would do more damage to the Plague Toads. But he has to keep Scarbrand alive. If Scarbrand goes, everything's going to take that leadership. These Furies aren't going to be long for this world. All those Marauders will start routing. The Minotaurs might even start routing. And they're not looking too hot either. Miasma Pestilence looks like it got dropped. Yeah. And Curse of the Slug. No, Curse of the Slug got dropped. And if Curse of the Slug's there, Scarbrand ain't going nowhere. Although it's going to cost me all my Rot Knights. We will be able to finish off the rest of the Minotaurs. Scarbrand's disintegrating, so we don't have to worry about him. We just change targets on the Minotaurs, hoping we can get them before... if Scarbrand... oh, hopefully Scarbrand rallies. Yeah, he's about to go. Yeah. And these Minotaurs are going to start going. They're already halfway at the morale. Scarbrand gets one last chomp at the Rot Knights. We're trying to heal up. Yup, Miasma Pestilence on those Minotaurs so we can clean them up real nice. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's going to be GG. We actually were at like a 5,000-6,000 deficit at one point. Now we came back. I think it's about even on value. We just have to hold the middle. And if we really wanted to, we might be able to steal the side point. But yeah, this build is pretty clever. I'll give it to Scrambled Egg. Thank you for beating my ass with it and let me steal it. Because it does work pretty well. I think you have to use like a big demon to actually counter it. Just that you can do those sustained damage. The fire damage helps. And you can also cycle charge into them. I think Scarbrand actually has a pretty good place here. But then you gotta think, okay, what if he brings Kugath? Well, you have Wrathmongers. And Wrathmongers are kind of good against the Rot Knights in sustained combat, but if they cycle charge you, they're just gonna get murked. And Kha'Zix's ability will lower their melee defense, so... because you can't lower their melee attack, the melee attack of them, so it kind of works better to do Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix's so good, holy shit. Yeah, I could have microed better, done more cycle charging. So yeah, that's all the improvements I would do. But yeah, GG's. Thank you, Scrambled Egg. Thank you, Crumble, for letting me try out this annoying-ass build. One I really like. Probably could lose a Toad. Maybe go with 1 Fury or bring in some Marauders. Feel that way. He also brought Chosen? Holy shit! I forgot he brought Chosen. Chosen are pretty good here, too. They got fire damage. That's probably why they were lasting so damn long. But yeah, oh man, that was a hell of a good one. He even brought 2 Minotaurs. Oh. Yeah, just more Khorne Gores. I mean, Chaos Warriors with Halberds did pretty good there, too. I think Khorne Gores would just suffer. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to try it again. Alright, folks, we're at the end of the video here. If you liked it, please like, sub, follow me here on YouTube. We're on the road to 2,000. Come join the Discord so you can see me on stream, whether I'm hosting tournaments for on the Total Tavern, or, yeah, just want to show some love or play some games. Alright, with all that said, y'all have a good one. Peace, and goodbye for now.